Hey folks, today we're breaking down Molly Tuttle's guitar break for Dooley's Farm off of her new album, Crooked Tree. Remember, as always, the tab will be available for free at lessonswithmarcel.com. Now, if you aren't in the loop, Molly's been touring with her new band, Golden Highway, like crazy. A bunch of my students have already gone out to see them, so you should do that too. It's worth noting that Molly wrote this song with Ketch from Old Crow Medicine Show, and the album version also features Billy Strings, but we're not working from that version today. Instead, we're working off of this live version that Molly recorded for her YouTube channel. Now, I listened to this break and I kind of just thought, wow, what an attainable break that uses tons of classic bluegrass tricks. I should break this down because folks who are new to bluegrass could learn a lot and probably get this down. That's not to say that speed isn't challenging. It is challenging. But if you're new to bluegrass, this would be a fun break to practice, maybe at a slightly slower speed. Anyway, take a second and get your guitar into drop D while I explain some of the history of the moonshiner Dooley. There's a bluegrass band called the Dillards, but you probably know them from their appearance on the Andy Griffith Show as the Darlings. They sang a number of songs over the show's run, but a fan favorite has always been the song Dooley.
Now Dooley was a good old man, he lived below the mill. Dooley had 2 daughters and a party gal and still.
Dooley tells the story of a moonshiner with 2 daughters that help him in the shining process. Now, Molly Tuttle loved this song as a child, and in her own words,
and I wanted to write a version of Dooley where he's a farmer and kind of a special kind of farmer.
So the original mythos combines with Molly's new song to tell the story of a moonshiner that also sells that jazz cabbage. Now, I actually have a big rant about moonshiners named Dooley, but I cut it from this video because it got a little bit long. Instead, I posted it on the Extras channel. Link in the description if you want to hear me rant about moonshining, NASCAR, bow hunting, and Southern representation in Hollywood. Okay, so before we learn this break, we have to get the basics under our fingers. You don't just want to play this thing, you really want to understand it. So first we need a scale. Basically, this whole thing is in D minor pentatonic, which means minor pentatonic over major chords. This is a blues scenario, which means if Molly plays carefully, she can basically use this one scale over every chord, and she does. So let's learn the scale real quick. I said earlier that this break has a lot of bluegrass tricks in it, and one of those is drones. Basically, we play an open string, and then we slide up to the same note on a lower string. Now, Molly uses a G string drone multiple times, but I'm going to show you a number of different drones just to get familiar with the concept. Here we go. My shirt is covered in cat hair. Lastly, we have the dirty third. This is a classic piece of like blues language. You essentially move from the minor third to the major third of the current chord. And Molly has a particular lick that she keeps using over 2 different chords. Now the timing changes, blah, 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 but it roughly goes like this. Before we do a full breakdown, play-by-play, and all of that, we're going to listen to the break one more time. Now, don't skip this step. This is important. We're training our ears, right? We want to understand this break. So when you listen to it again, I want you to listen for that D minor pentatonic scale. I want you to listen for the drones, and I want you to listen for that dirty third, and I want to see if you can hear it. You'll also notice a bunch of names as we listen, and those are the names of our wonderful YouTube members. Thank you, members, for making content like this possible. All right, let's go.
Down on Dooley's farm.
All right, now we're ready to get into the nitty-gritty. So looking at the very beginning of this tab, we have a pickup just like always. Now I've put the pickup on a second line. You can see it's 2 measures long, and it sounds like this. It's all very minor pentatonic, right? These are all the notes from the D minor pentatonic scale again. If I'm going to count it, I have a rest on beat 1. So rest 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. You'll notice that almost all the pick strokes are downstrokes, right? We always play down on down beats and up on up beats. This break has a lot of quarter notes in it, so we are going to see a lot of downstrokes. Going through my pick strokes. Down, up, down, 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 down. We're going to see a lot of that. You should enjoy that. It means this thing is easier to play. Let's look at the first real line of the break. So you can see that we're immediately going into that G string drone, right? So all my pick strokes are easy, right? Down, 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 down. And if you think about those slides as being just kind of one quarter note, if you will, just one pick stroke, it makes the whole thing really easy to conceptualize. Now at the end of this next measure, right, we have 2 eighth notes, right? We actually have a down up. So putting this whole line together, it sounds like this. And almost all of that is downstrokes, right? All of that is kind of the same rhythm in the right hand is what I mean, which is so useful for us. The only thing I feel like I really have to talk about here is in that last measure of this line, I have a double stop. It's kind of a little piece of an F chord, or maybe more appropriate in this song, like a little piece of a D minor chord. Remember, D minor pentatonic. Cool, let's go to the next line. So in this line, this is where we start to see the dirty third, right? Minor third moving to major third. We see it right away over the A chord. 1 and 2, 3, 4. It's going to be so tempting to want to rush that slide. Don't do it. That one. Don't rush that slide. The next measure, all quarter notes, easy. Get your guitar into up D. That was my bad. That was not good prep work. So that measure, 1, 2, 3, 4, or down, 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 down. So those two measures together. Right? The next two measures. There's a double stop that I feel like I hear in the recording, but I don't really see our hands doing it. So I've written it in parentheses, as in it's optional. I'm not going to play it. I didn't play it in my play along. So here we go. Once again, all downstrokes. And this is the dirty third for the key, or for the chord D. That last measure sounds like this. We finally get another upstroke, right? Those last ones. Down, up, down. So this whole line together sounds like this. I'll count it too. 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Let's go on to the next line. We're going to get more of that G string drone. Sounds like this. Don't be scared by that really quick slide. You can basically treat it as 1/8 note. You're just moving your hand real quick there. And if I was going to count it, I'd count it like they were 8th notes. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3. Now we finally get this fun double stop thing. I've been waiting for this the whole time. It's my favorite part of the break. So cool, right? And the notes that we're sliding up to, this is the 7th of the D chord. This is the minor third of the D chord. This would be the 9. So we're getting all this really cool extension up there. I love it. You could even analyze this as, some kind of like sharp 9 or something if you wanted to. If you're thinking about big extended harmony. Anyway, so when I play this, once again, it's all downstrokes. I just have another slide that I don't want to rush. So 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Last measure. Hammer on. So this whole line together. And we're at the last line. Last line has this big 8th note passage that feels really good once you get it down. And it's, once again, all very D minor pentatonic. It sounds like this. And I think this is the only part of the break that might give you like fingering trouble. So let's talk about it. I'm basically playing this whole thing in first position. What that means is that my index finger covers any first fret note. My middle finger is going to fret any second fret note. My ring finger, any third fret note. So as I go through, open requires no fingers. Third fret, that was my ring finger. 1, that was my index finger. 2, that was my middle finger. Open requires no finger. 3, that was my ring finger. And you can see the rest of it just kind of falls into line. Right? No big secrets there. This last couple of measures is just Molly like kind of building rhythm into the fiddle break. Of course, she's playing a G chord and drop D, which means you have to move this root note up. So this last measure together sounds like this. That's a full breakdown of this break. You're gonna have to speed it up, but you gotta play it slow first, right? You have to actually understand how it works before you start speeding it up. Now that we've gone through the break, let's listen one more time with the tab overhead. If you want to play along, you're probably going to have to hit that settings wheel and change the playback speed. Normally, when I'm learning something, I take it down to 50% or maybe 75% speed. Good luck.
Down onto these farms.
Look at that little guy back there. Thanks for taking a lesson with me, the biggest, baddest billy goat in the barnyard. If you're feeling generous, you can do all the normal YouTube things, of course. Hey, what's up, buddy? You want to do my outro with me? Also, you can consider becoming a member so we can make more content like this. If you want to see me do this stuff live every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, we do our live streams. Where we do content just like this. Also, don't forget you can get this tab for free and literally hundreds of other tabs like it at my website, lessonswithmarcel.com. Have a good day. Say goodbye. That was a sad goodbye.
Rain comes tumbling down from the mountains cold. We ring them bells at the crossroads through the valley.